Hello artists, it's me, Mrs. Treat. Boy, do I have a treat for you today. There was no pun on my name on that one. We are going to be doing a fun activity using junk, literally things from around your house. If you notice, I've got some scrap paper here, and there's nothing special about this paper because I wanted to show that no matter where you're at and what you've got for art supplies, you can always create something pretty stinking awesome. So if you look, I have got this a post-it note. Here's a piece of notebook paper, some scrap colored paper, newspaper, your homework, quite frankly, can be scratch paper, things from the printer. It doesn't have to be anything special. So I would like if you'd be able to get at least one blank piece of paper. We're going to be creating some quirky kind of whimsical trees. So what we're going to be using is this is going to be our background, and these are going to be, yes, these are going to be our trees. So what I'm going to ask that we do first is we're going to set that aside really quickly. We're going to lay out our ground line for our background. So I'm going to ask that you have your paper out in front of you wide. Get a hold of any black marker. It doesn't have to be a Sharpie. I just always have a Sharpie handy. And I am going to be drawing some sort of ground line towards the bottom. Notice I didn't make it straight. I want to make it sort of like it's a rolling hill. All right, we're going to set, literally that's all we're going to do. We can add color to all this later. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to bring these back, and we're going to be creating different trees, and we're going to be creating oval trees. So what I'm going to do is just draw different size ovals on each one of those, on each one of these papers. I might not use them all, but then I'm going to cut them out and lay them in a kind of a collage way on my background. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with my Sharpie. I'm going to be cutting them out, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing next. So go ahead, get your marker, your scrap papers, and your scissors so we can make some ovals. I went ahead and added a little bit of color. I didn't color them in completely. As you can see, I was just laying down some different textures to get some color in there, but not take the time to color them all completely. Kind of reminded me of an Easter egg. That's where that one was going. I was like, happy Easter, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue stick or something to glue things down with, and I'm going to start to glue down my trees at varying heights, and remember to overlap them some as well, just so we can show a little bit of space, because it's going to look, some will look farther away and some will look closer up, of course, with the overlapping and the placement on the page. So go ahead and get your materials and start gluing your trees down. Gotta figure out how I want them laid down first, maybe. Take a minute and either one's fine. Maybe it's a good idea to arrange them a little bit first, just so you kind of go in with a plan. I almost like it better behind here. So I'm gonna peel that one up. So much for planning, huh? There we go. Lay it back down, it wasn't dry yet. Thank goodness. See how the background paper just adds some really interesting like visual texture. So I love working on alternative papers. Even my background could be a piece of scrap paper. It doesn't have to be something white by any means. And I think it just makes it all the more interesting, the more variety that you have of just random paper. All right, last but not least. So we've got the base of our trees, but we actually want to add the tree trunks at this point. So I'm going to grab my Sharpie again, and we're going to be adding our tree trunks and bringing them down just to show them, obviously, making their way to the ground. So I'm going to be drawing a line. Kind of going from top to bottom. Notice I'm not making it super thick. They can stop at different places on the ground as well. Now this one, you'd kind of go behind. All right. Then I'm going to maybe add some interesting branches in some of them. Just that Y shape. Do you see how that looks like the letter Y? Maybe little dots on the end, just to make them more whimsical and kind of quirky and fun. I like that I can see my black outline as well when I cut it out. I like that you can see that outer edge. Missed a little spot there, so I can always outline it if I happen to cut that off. That's an option that I could add in if I were to want to do that. I'm going to do this one a little bit different, little wavier lines maybe. Might leave that one just like the way it is. Maybe this one's just going to have straight outlines. However you kind of want your branches to look. Loops. Beautiful loops. I'll do a Y one again. And if you want, there we have it. If you want to add any other fun details, you're welcome to do so. I can't wait to see what you come up with.